If the Lexus RX has a defining trait, it's confidence. Confidence in its engineering, its longevity, and the belief that luxury does not have to be fragile. Since the late 1990s, the RX has outsold rivals like the BMW X5 and Mercedes-Benz GLE by offering something rare, a premium SUV that owners could live with for years without fear. But Lexus didn't get every year right. Some RX models hide flaws that only surface after warranties expire, turning a safe-looking buy into an expensive lesson. Let's start with the RX years that you should approach with caution. Years to avoid. Number 5. The 2004 Lexus RX 330, when luxury met growing pains. The 2004 Lexus RX 330 marked an important turning point for the RX lineup. This was the first year of the second-generation RX, and on paper, it looked like a massive step forward. A more powerful 3.3-liter V6 replaced the earlier 3.0-liter engine. The interior became noticeably more upscale. The RX cemented its role as the luxury SUV rather than just a dressed-up crossover. Unfortunately, this also was the year when Lexus learned that interior quality mattered just as much as mechanical reliability. The most infamous issue with the 2004 RX 330 was dashboard cracking, a problem that became widespread enough to generate dozens of owner complaints. Over time, exposure to heat and sunlight caused the dashboard material to split, warp, and fracture, sometimes badly enough to expose internal components. While this issue was often dismissed as cosmetic, cracks near airbag deployment zones raised legitimate safety concerns. But the dashboard wasn't the only weak point. Owners also reported air conditioning failures, malfunctioning vehicle speed control systems, and power steering problems that worsened with mileage. The steering rack in particular developed leaks that required full replacement rather than repair, often costing well over $1,500. To make matters worse, the 04 RX 330 faced 6 recalls, covering brake light switches, rear seatbelt anchorages, and accelerated-related components. None were catastrophic on their own, but together, they revealed a vehicle released before all systems were fully sorted. The 2004 RX 330 isn't disastrous, but it introduced a pattern that lingered for years. Strong engines paired with interior and component quality below Lexus standards. Number 4. The 2005 Lexus RX 330. The problems didn't leave, they multiplied. If the 04 RX 330 exposed cracks in Lexus's armor, the 2005 model proved that they weren't isolated. Complaint counts actually increased for 2005, with owners continuing to report severe dashboard cracking as the dominant issue. In some cases, dashboards deteriorated so badly that Lexus eventually extended coverage for certain vehicles, though many owners were left paying out of pocket once that window closed. But the 05 RX 330 expanded its list of problems beyond the interior. Power steering leaks became more common, window trim began failing prematurely, and brake-related concerns triggered recalls that mirrored issues seen across the lineup. In total, the 2005 RX 330 was hit with 4 recalls involving the brake master cylinder, power steering pump belts, and accelerator pedal interference from carpet retention clips. Individually manageable, but together they created a vehicle that demanded more attention than Lexus buyers expected. The danger here lies in assumptions. The RX badge suggests uniform reliability, but the 2005 RX 330 proved otherwise. While the engine can last, surrounding systems often erode the ownership experience sooner than expected. Number 3. The 2008 Lexus RX 350. Familiar problems in a new package. By 2008, the RX had transitioned fully into the RX 350 era, powered by a 3.5-liter V6 that delivered stronger performance and smoother acceleration. Now, on the surface, this looked like progress, but underneath, some old problems just refused to disappear. The most commonly reported issue remained dashboard cracking, a problem that lingered far longer than it should have for a luxury vehicle at this price point. Owners reported cracks forming well before 100,000 miles, often spreading rapidly once they appeared. More concerning, however, were the engine-related complaints that began surfacing more frequently. While not widespread enough to suggest a fundamental design flaw, owners reported engine knocking, oil leaks, and in rare cases, complete engine failure. Oil leaks were especially frustrating, as they often originated from seals and gaskets that required significant labor to access, driving repair costs higher than expected. Steering issues also persisted, with rack and pinion leaks continuing to appear unpredictably, sometimes under 100,000 miles. At roughly $1,600 or more for repair, this was not a minor inconvenience. The 2008 RX 350 avoided major recalls, but fewer recalls did not mean fewer problems. Instead, it marked a year where Lexus reliability slipped just enough to matter for long-term owners. Number 2, the 2010 Lexus RX 350, when refinement fell short. By the time the 2010 RX 350 arrived, expectations were high. This was part of the third generation, a period where Lexus promised improved build quality, better technology, and a more refined driving experience. But mechanically, the RX 350 remained solid, but ownership complaints told a totally different story. Interior issues persisted, including rattling front doors that worsened over time. Some owners reported loosened door panels that created both noise and security concerns. Dashboard cracking was reduced, but not eliminated. Engine oil leaks continued as mileage increased, along with engine noise that felt out of place in a luxury SUV. Bluetooth connectivity problems and infotainment glitches further chipped away at the sense of refinement. None of these issues were disastrous on their own, but together they turned ownership into a steady accumulation of frustrations. And number 1, the 2007 Lexus RX 350, the year that Lexus missed the mark. If there's one Lexus RX model year that stands apart for all the wrong reasons, it's 2007. This was the first year of the RX 350, and while it introduced a more powerful engine and modernized features, it also carried the highest volume of owner complaints in RX history. In total, over 40 major problems were reported, placing it at the top of the RX problem rankings. Dashboard cracking reached its peak here, but that was only the beginning. What truly defined the 2007 RX 350 is the surge of massive oil leaks and engine-related issues. Owners reported oil seeping from multiple locations, often worsening rapidly and requiring expensive resealing or component replacement. In severe cases, prolonged oil loss led to internal engine damage, turning what should have been a reliable V6 into a costly liability. Power steering failures became more common, with leaking systems that demanded full rack replacement. Cooling system complaints appeared more frequently, and electrical issues began surfacing in greater numbers. Even paint quality suffered, with reports of peeling around mirrors and door handles. Despite all this, the 2007 RX 350 saw only one recall related to accelerator carpet retention clips, leaving many owners to shoulder costly repairs alone. The tragedy of the 2007 RX 350 isn't that it was unusable. Many still run today, but the tragedy is that it failed the standard that Lexus built its reputation on, quietly draining wallets while offering little warning until it was too late. Now that we've covered the Lexus RX years that struggled to live up to the badge on the hood, it's time to shift gears. Because when Lexus gets it right, the RX becomes something that few SUVs ever achieve. A luxury vehicle that ages gracefully, absorbs mileage without complaint, and rewards owners year after year. These are the Lexus RX years that are worth buying. Years to buy. Number 5, the 2011 Lexus RX 350, the course correction. The 2011 Lexus RX 350 marks a quiet turning point that often goes unnoticed. This was the year that Lexus stabilized the RX after a stretch of uneven execution, and the difference was immediately noticeable. Powered by a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 producing 270 horses, the 2011 RX 350 prioritized smoothness and durability over aggressive performance. The engine routinely exceeded 200,000 miles with basic maintenance, and complaint volumes dropped sharply compared to earlier RX 350 years. Lexus also refined the remote touch infotainment system, replacing clumsy early versions with a more intuitive and reliable setup. Interior materials improved, rattles became rare, and the RX turned into the quiet, composed driving experience that buyers expected. What makes the 2011 RX 350 particularly appealing is its balance. It feels modern enough to avoid feeling dated, yet simple enough to avoid the overcomplication that would later creep into luxury vehicles across the industry. No, it's not flashy, and it doesn't demand attention. It simply works year after year, which is exactly why it belongs on this list. Number 4, the 2013 Lexus RX 350. Quietly excellent. If the 2011 model corrected course, the 2013 RX 350 refined it further. Now by this point, Lexus was fully settled into the third generation platform. The familiar 3.5-liter V6 returned, paired with a smooth 6-speed automatic that delivered predictable shifts and helped preserve long-term drivetrain health. Owners praised the 2013 RX 350 for its spacious cabin, supportive seating, and calm ride quality, making it a favorite among families and long-distance commuters. Reliability data showed fewer complaints than surrounding years, with most issues limited to minor electrical or infotainment quirks rather than mechanical failures. Safety ratings were another highlight. The 2013 RX 350 earned high marks across crash testing categories, reinforcing its reputation as a vehicle built to protect occupants, not impress spec sheets. This is one of those vehicles that rarely shows up in horror stories, and that silence is meaningful. The 2013 RX 350 doesn't generate drama, and that absence of noise is exactly why it remains one of the safest used luxury SUV buys on the market. Number 3, the 2015 Lexus RX 350, the mature RX. The 15 Lexus RX 350 stands as the final and most polished version of its generation, and it shows in nearly every aspect of ownership. This year introduced an 8-speed automatic transmission, improving fuel efficiency while delivering smoother acceleration and better highway manners. The proven 3.5-liter V6 remained at the center, backed by years of real-world durability. Interior quality took a clear step forward. Materials felt more substantial, fit and finish improved, and many lingering usability complaints were addressed. The infotainment system became easier to live with, and long-term owners reported fewer electronic issues. Safety was another strength. The 2015 RX 350 earned top IIHS ratings and added features like lane departure warnings and adaptive cruise control, enhancing safety without unnecessary complexity. For buyers seeking proven reliability with a more modern feel, the 2015 RX 350 sits squarely in that sweet spot. The 2020 Lexus RX 350, modern without the risk. By 2020, the Lexus RX had fully embraced modern expectations, and the RX 350 reflected that evolution without abandoning the formula that made it successful. The 2020 model delivered 295 horsepower from its updated 3.5-liter V6, offering stronger acceleration while maintaining the smooth, quiet character that RX owners value. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto finally arrived, addressing one of the most common complaints about earlier Lexus infotainment systems and making the vehicle feel current without added unnecessary complication. Interior comfort remained a highlight, with excellent noise insulation, supportive seating, and materials that held up well under daily use. Safety technology expanded, and Lexus's driver assistance systems proved reliable rather than intrusive. Reliability ratings stayed strong, with few mechanical complaints and most issues centered on software preferences rather than failures. That distinction matters. The only reason the 2020 RX 350 doesn't take the top spot is time. Long-term data, it's still accumulating, but everything so far points to an exceptionally strong modern RX. And number 1, the 2018 Lexus RX 350, the gold standard. If there's one Lexus RX model year that perfectly captures everything that an SUV is supposed to be, well, it's 2018. This is the year that Lexus hit its stride with the 4th-generation RX, combining mature engineering, modern safety technology, and proven powertrain reliability into a package that works exceptionally well in the real world. The 2018 RX 350 introduced the optional RX 350L, adding a third row for buyers who needed extra flexibility without sacrificing refinement. Under the hood, the 3.5-liter V6 remained the backbone of the lineup, delivering 295 horsepower with a reputation for longevity that few engines can match. Paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, the drivetrain felt confident, smooth, and well-matched to the vehicle's mission. Safety System Plus 2.0 became standard, bringing adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, and automatic emergency braking together in a way that enhanced safety without overwhelming the driver. Build quality improved noticeably, interior materials aged gracefully, and complaint volumes dropped compared to both earlier and later years. What truly set the 2018 RX 350 apart is its balance. It offers modern design without unnecessary risk, advanced features without fragile complexity, and luxury without sacrificing long-term dependability. Reliability data consistently placed it among the best RX model years, and owner satisfaction reflects that reality. This is the RX that feels complete, not experimental, not transitional, fully realized. Now, if you want the safest Lexus RX buy overall, 2018 stands alone. For proven reliability at a lower price point, 2011, 13, and 15 offer exceptional value with minimal risk. For modern technology with strong early reliability indicators, 2020 remains a compelling option. And to avoid expensive disappointment, remember these years clearly. 2007, and then closely followed by 04, 05, 2008, and 2010. If this video helped clarify the RX lineup, be sure to share it with anyone shopping for a used luxury SUV. The smartest purchase rarely comes from chasing the newest badge or the lowest price. It comes from choosing the year engineered to last. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and thanks for watching.